All right, Guinness, welcome back to the debrief, and it's Victory Monday today, and that's because the Arsenal went to Newcastle and they won the game. Listen, guys, this one is a bit of a special one because I started in Newcastle. I live near Leeds Terrace. Any of you who knows the area, which is just right outside of the stadium, so you can see the stadium, you can hear all the noise, the floodlights, the roar, everything. And Newcastle for me, back in the days of Obafemi Martins, Obagold, also back in the day of Shola Amobi, who was an absolute legend in the area, as well. I didn't really feel anything, for Newcastle. Didn't really, you know, I didn't have any sort of animosity to them. But after that win yesterday, I can't pretend to like them anymore. They don't like us. This is a rivalry. I don't know why I should like them anymore. Um, Listen, I'm gonna break down what went down in our usual three ups and three down from the Arsenal game. But let's dig into this. This is a good one. Okay, so first up for me, it's gonna be the resilience, guys. The resilience of the team, the comeback mentality. Newcastle scored first with Nick Woltemade header in the 34th minute. We didn't buckle, and it is very interesting because everyone would talk about the lineup and everyone would say their lineup was very attack minded, and I was one of those that didn't necessarily go with that. I might be the only one, but I didn't necessarily think that the lineup against Man City and Liverpool were very defensive. I think defensive is the wrong word. You could argue that there were other players that could have started. I give you that. But when Merino has played, half of the season as a striker, and more often than not, he plays in that eighth position. I don't understand how you will look at Merino and call him defensive. But it's probably the lone one there, but that's not the point. Merino comes in the second half and he equalizes from a Rice corner. Absolutely brilliant. And then Gabriel, you know, stoppage time 96 from an Odegaard corner. I was so relieved. I've lost my voice, as you can hear. It's a huge confidence booster for Arsenal to win a game like that, especially when you're down in a ground where you traditionally don't do well in, and everything seems to be going, wrong against you. To come up with a win like that, it's the sort of wins that Manchester City have done in the past and Liverpool have done in the past. So, absolutely, that was definitely one up for me. Second up for me, set piece mastery. Listen, guys, both goals came from corners or set piece routines. You can kind of loosely call it that. Marino's header, Gabriel's header. Listen, Arsenal have been called set piece FC. I don't care. Stop us if you can, right? If stop us if you can. You see other teams are also trying to score from set pieces. Newcastle scored from a set piece. No one's gonna call them set piece FC, and they actually score quite a few goals from set pieces as well. So I just think that there's an art to it. It requires preparation, it requires quality, it also requires aerial mastery to be able to score that many goals from set pieces or corners. I think the Arsenal team puts a lot of work into it, and why shouldn't they be rewarded for it? Why shouldn't they? Anyone who doesn't like it, well, tough. You stop us when you play, but we will continue to use that weapon as much as we can because we gotta win this thing, and I don't care how we do it. If we score set pieces from now to the end of the season, I don't care as long as we win. That's the important thing. Third up for me, guys, no injuries, at least so far reported. I like it. Saka came out and we didn't feel a drop in quality. Martinelli came in, played on our right hand side. I really love what I saw with Eze, as well. I think that Eze was very unlucky in that game. Should have had one goal at least, with the saves that Pope made. So I think we play him again. I want to see Eze, and we can nurse Odegaard back. into full stream. I don't think we should throw him back in. I think he comes in, he makes that telling contribution for the assist, for the goal. I think that's great. Eze is what you brought in to give you squad depth. Use the squad depth. Let's not, get Odegaard and risk him with another injury. So, cameo for Odegaard, or for me, Eze plays well. And if Mikel Arteta is going by what he's been doing, where he's allowing players who are informed continue to stay on the pitch, then for me, Eze plays in the next game, which is the Champions League, and we'll go into that. Okay. Let's talk about the downs, right? Because we always have to do three downs. I think the first down for me is conceding from a set piece. That is just defensive lapse. That first goal from Newcastle, it's always a red flag. And last season, this was something that we struggled with. We were conceding goals from set pieces as well, even as well as us scoring them. I want us to tighten that up. That defending needs to be better. I saw the footage about Gabriel, kind of going down a little bit softly. I don't want to talk a lot about that. But I just think overall, we shouldn't concede for a set piece. And to be fair, Newcastle had a lot of set pieces and we stood tall against them, except that one where they just changed the routine and we just didn't, ready ourselves for it. So from that perspective, I want to say we need to be better. One sec. Okay. Second down for me would have to be a slow build up. I mean, I want to say slow build up, but I think I just want us to, you know, make the most, and to be fair, this one is a little bit of a slide down because to be fair, Pope had, an impressive game. But we had a lot of possessions, and I want us to see us dominate teams with that possession. It didn't always translate to clear-cut chances, which it can. And I think maybe we work on that. Maybe we get that element a little bit better. Um, and so I won't talk a little bit more about that, but I think you guys get the message there. The third down for me is the VAR controversy. I mean, come on, guys. What are we really doing here? The contentious moment, with Gyökeres, and people have kind of gone back and forth. For me, that's a penalty. It's a penalty, and it's not just because I'm an Arsenal fan. I think you see that every single day, and you're scratching your head as to why is that not a penalty? And I'll echo what the Arsenal player said, and everyone said it wasn't a clear and obvious error. I mean, you had to look at multiple arrows to see that touch, right? To give that. I mean, listen, um, I just don't understand it. I really don't. And people will point to the VAR decision about Gabriel and the ball hitting his hand. And listen, I would have been upset if that was given as a penalty, but I would have understood it. I would have understood it. So listen, we get away with a win. That was it. Three ups, three downs. Guys, what do you think about that game? The comeback, Gabriel's influence in the game, set pieces, whatever you want, bid it up in the comments. I really want to hear from you guys. We'll be previewing the Arsenal Olympiacos game, so watch out for that video as well. And always, guys, I do appreciate all of you for watching this. Please don't forget to subscribe, share this with as many Arsenal fans as possible, and I'll see you in the next one. It's Victory Monday.